Well, clearly, some of the readers of your book and potentially some of the listeners to this conversation will sort of want to be undaunted as well, right? But they also don't want to go down a rabbit hole where the ending will not work out in their favor, right? So to them, how do you tell them how to be undaunted, but you sort of remain, grounded at the same time?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, I don't think entrepreneurism is for everyone. And I really think that it's there's a lot of aspects in sort of a, DNA, or I don't even know if it's DNA that you have to have. You have to be able to, brush yourself off and get back up again and keep moving. There are days where there's highs and there's lows. And I think that it is, it's a lot. And I think that it's being able to do that in a way and still do everything else that you want to do is a choice, right? That
Right.
it's and I think that that was something that I also saw that I had. I mean, I always felt like when people would say to me when I was starting a company, they'd say, what, why didn't you stay in tech? I mean, you were doing so well. And I kept thinking that if things didn't work out at Hint, then I could go back to tech. I mean, if everybody thought I was doing awesome, oftentimes I wasn't the one, or I was the only one saying that, though. I mean, it was amazing. As I always think about family and friends, like they don't intend to be this way, but they're the worst, right? They sit here, they create gloom and like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And but again, I kept thinking I could go back and nobody would agree with me on that. They'd say, well, I don't know. I mean, you've been out for, a couple years. And I'd say, well, how long could I stay out and then go back? And they'd make something up. Again, going back to the words, like how powerful it is. And so again, I think that you really have to figure out if this is, the the journey that you want to go on. I think that, another thing that I think about a lot is being able to look back at your successes along the way. And certainly when you, look at times that were really, really tough, it's definitely, you have some hard days and some real challenges. But then when you look back and think about how you got through those challenges, especially when you come up on another challenge, like the pandemic, right? Where all those little challenging times prior to, the last 16 months for me really allowed me to be prepared.